Well, praise the Lord, everybody. Welcome to On Point, the number one Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on any smart device at David G. Evans 1. Looking forward to having a great conversation with you about all those things that are impacting your life, but always from a kingdom and a biblical perspective. We want you to give us a call. We want you to do us a favor, and would you please like and subscribe? And why don't you invite a few of your people that follow you on whatever feed you have, whatever site you're popular on. Invite some of those people to join our conversation. We believe it'll be a very stimulating, informative conversation that'll give you understanding from a biblical perspective on a variety of things that are going on around you in your life. You can give us a call toll free, 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267, Evans. Give us a call. We love to talk to you. Of course, this is On Point, and we're looking forward to a wonderful conversation with you this morning. Pastor Nicholas Smith is here with us once again as we endeavor to keep you informed and stimulated at the same time. Hey, man.
Hey.
What's going on?
Week, nothing. Hanging in there.
What you bringing up on you? I know you always got some good stuff going on.
Well, I'm just saying good morning to everybody there.
Okay.
Coming on now.
I think
Say hello.
we look forward to having interaction not only through our callers, but also through our social media platforms. So as you join us on Point at David G. Evans 1, we look forward, that's at David G. Evans, the number 1. We look forward to having this conversation with you, both through your posts and through conversation on the phone. The numbers again, 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267, Evans. Look forward to talking to you. So on the political arena, I see the FBI informant charged with lying about Joe and Hunter Biden's role in Ukraine.
Yeah. Saw that whole impeachment talk and Hunter Biden going to jail. The guy they hinged the argument on in court admitted that he lied about everything.
When did he admit it, though?
It came out.
Because he got arrested recently.
Yeah, the news came out Thursday, I think it was.
Okay.
And he admitted in court he lied about all the stuff. But that was the Republicans' key guy to prove.
But now they're saying that it wasn't.
Yeah, the guy's saying, no, I lied about.
No, they're saying he wasn't the key guy.
Oh, they're saying he wasn't?
Nah, he wasn't the key guy.
Come on, man. Was it Grassley and somebody else were saying that's the one who's got all the evidence.
They now saying that he was not the key individual.
Come on, man.
Not with the key information.
Yeah. Oh, so now they have us.
Well, they gotta do something.
Yeah. Right, because they can't tell the truth that we was lying the whole time.
What do you do?
Right.
You just say, this is wrong too.
Right. You got to double down and just.
All of it was theater.
Yeah.
Plus, how do you, I saw an interview with a DA, and she said that when you get information from that kind of source, you always take it with a grain of salt.
Right, yeah.
You don't hinge your whole case on
Yeah.
a double agent in this case. And why didn't Putin kill him?
Yeah, he might be
Because he's still working for Putin.
Yeah. He might be missing later, though.
Yeah. That was something about that I want to call him a revolutionary, very controversial civil rights guy over there. They finally got him, but they moved him around a bit.
And worked it out, managed it right.
Yeah.
People are evil in the world, man.
Man.
And I would love to go to Russia one day.
Okay.
And just to see they have some beautiful historical stuff there, but I would never step foot in that country.
No?
No, not with all this stuff, the communist, I'm good. I'll stay right here.
I think what I've been told by people that I know that have gone is that the minute you get there, you follow taped the whole 9
Yeah,
yards.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'll stay right
I don't
here.
need that kind of pressure going on.
Not at all.
Amen.
No guarantee I'm coming out. No, I'm okay.
So your boy DeSantis is back in the news. He's asking the public to limit challenging books in schools after he supported book bans. Limit challenging books.
Because what happened was those books they were trying to get out.
Yeah.
Other people start coming up asking we need to get the Bible out because it has sexual stuff in there and blah, blah, blah.
Oh.
Let's get rid of Tom Sawyer. Let's get up, So now it's like, okay, y'all are taking this too far.
What? No, he said ban the books.
That's what you said.
That's far.
That's far, yeah. So you left it open, carte blanche for people to complain. And then the books you want to keep in, people are saying, let's get them out.
What have I always said? They so busy barring the front door.
Yep.
They forget and leave the back door open.
Yep.
Every single time.
And now it's like, come on, y'all, slow down. The books that, we didn't want it to go this far. But if you leave it open.
Yeah. It's funny we talk about this because I'm watching the whole Christian national movement. And I actually believe that the nationalists are going to get bitten. And this is why. I've heard nothing but separation of church and state from them forever.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So now that you're saying you want to be a Christian nationalist, and now that you're getting so embedded in politics, to me that gives separation of church and state a little less of a margin.
Yes.
So then what are the Christian nationalists going to do when they've opened the door to the intrusion of politics at a very basic, fundamental, foundational, visceral level? What are they going to do when they actually say, okay, since you invited us in?
Yeah.
Because I believe that's what they're going to do eventually.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. God wants us in here. But that's that old U.S. trope that God wants us to, Christians to reign the country. My thing is like this. As a whole, it's hard for Christians to maintain the church. How the heck we going to maintain politics and government, especially with all the behind-the-scenes dirt you got to do? It's
a make-a-deal environment.
Yeah. It's like...
But we're finding that Johnson, who says he's extremely conservative Christian, but I've come to, what that used to mean to us, to me, was a biblical Christian. It does not mean the same thing now.
No.
Conservative Christianity has a political realm in it, a political component in it that excuses behavior that the Bible prohibits.
Yes.
You can't be discriminatory according to the Word of God. But the nationalist movement, you can be.
Yeah, you can be. And something I just recently learned.
Thou shalt not kill. But nationalists,
they'll, something that Maldonado said, but it confirmed. I was watching something, and this guy he did a study on how in more white evangelical churches, end times are so important.
Yes.
We're a lot of black churches. We don't really talk. We're trying to live day to day.
Yeah.
But when it became popular over here, it came popular during Reconstruction.
Okay.
So the premise was, we got to get folks saved, get them to go to heaven, and us talking about racial issues is getting in the way. So they used it as a means to discriminate. So this is why you have all that bad end time theology. Because their premise is, my job is just to get y'all saved, not to liberate you, not to do this, because all this equality talk is getting in the way of souls.
No, it's not.
And we know that, but that's how they use Trump. That's the way.
That's incredible.
Yeah, because if we get Christians running the whole country, Jesus will come back faster and da-da-da-da-da.
Well, we've got some Christians in very powerful positions.
Yes.
And they're not doing much of a matter of fact, some of them seem more, they don't seem more biblical, they just seem radical.
Yes.
And there is a distinct difference.
There is.
Between, this Johnson guy is such a disappointment to me. And we don't have to agree on politics, but then I began to do some research on him, and I saw some information by someone that used to be embedded in the movement, Christian nationalist movement, and he was talking about the people that kind of groomed him, Johnson. And he said there's some of the most radical guys, Christian nationalists possible.
Yep.
But that includes racism. I know I said something that was going to disturb people a couple weeks ago when I said, I don't see how you can really be a true Christian and be racist.
Yep.
You're telling God that you don't approve of the way he made some people. That's at the end of the day. If you go into a museum and you criticize a painting, you're not criticizing the painting alone. You're criticizing who painted it. So We find a whole lot of ways to justify hate.
Yeah. Look, when you taught on 1 John last year,
Yeah.
it says it right there very clearly.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have love for others, you don't have God. So how can you be? You're right. How can you be a Christian
I think they skipped that part.
and hating?
I think they skipped that part.
Yeah, yeah. It's impossible if God is love, but their view of love isn't totally scriptural.
Okay.
I love you enough to evangelize to you.
We
But I can,
don't even have
you
to
know.
put love in it.
Yeah.
We can say, like the lawgiver when he came to test Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, who's my brother?
Who's my brother? Yeah.
Who's the neighbor? Tell me who the neighbor is.
Yeah.
Jesus tells him who the neighbor is, and the conversation ends.
Yep. Yeah.
Because Jesus does not help him justify hating Samaritans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because their view is God put us in charge.
Mm-hmm.
He's blessed us with this, and everybody else is inferior to.
And what just appeared to me was this. So the Lord puts the lawgiver, the Samaritan,
Yeah.
and two heart-dead Christian people in the same text.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But you got the lawgiver at the opposite end of the Samaritan, because Jews have nothing to do with Samaritans, according to the Bible.
Yeah. The one that was considered unclean was the better Christian than
Absolutely, he had heart.
he had heart. But you know what's getting on my nerves? This is going
What's
to be
that?
a rant. I'm growing a little weary of African American Christians who have adopted this evangelical mindset, and everything that's about the black church they criticize.
What
From
is that?
shouting
What is that?
to they bought this thing where it's all emotionalism.
Okay.
It's worship is just supposed to be this quiet, calm thing. It's like, do you hate your culture where you came from that much that you criticize everything about it?
Okay.
And adopt this philosophy over here not from all, I'm not qualified, not from all, but from some folk that still won't accept you anyway.
Well, I think you're 100% correct. I've got some friends in the faith camp, and part of their conversion to the faith camp was a very subtle racism concerning the way people of color have church.
Yep.
So when I questioned them, of course, I talked to them about it. Tell me how you deal with the fact that you come back thinking that shouting and the kind of praise that people of color do and choirs and all that is all evil. And in order to be accepted in that faith camp, they had to give up their cultural uniqueness.
Yep. Yeah.
And, they admitted it to me. And most of them did it because of what was on the other end of it.
Right.
But
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But it was like this, and I went around the country with Benny Hinn for a while, and he looked down on expressions other than the ones that he would give.
Yes.
And I talked to him, but then when he had a little challenge and the audiences started to be impacted, here comes, African Americans always were coming.
Yep.
Then all of a sudden, that loud praise was a little more
It's
acceptable.
okay. Yep. I remember we was in
We
Philly,
were there, and he
she
rebuked
starts
somebody.
screaming. He's like, "No, that's not worship."
That's right.
And I'm like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, man.
But why? To me, if God created all cultures, and all cultures are different, I believe that God allows for cultural expressions
Absolutely.
of true worship and praise
Absolutely.
within people's culture,
Absolutely.
without demeaning how they do it.
I think your background has a lot to do with how you worship.
Yep.
For instance, David spent a lot of his time in the field with the sheep. I may be wrong about this, but he may be the only guy that danced out of his clothing.
Yeah, that we see in Scripture. Yeah.
Yeah, so his expression was not customary. As a matter of fact, it was reviled by Michael looking out the window. You made a fool of yourself today. He said, "You think I was crazy then? Watch me now."
Yeah.
But it was his worship and his praise was based upon what he had been through. So his expression was different. And we saw somebody as close as Michael was supposed to be.
Yeah.
She rejected it. And she was looking out the window of the palace.
Yeah. And if you look at Jews today, they're very culturally expressive. They got their dances, they got all that stuff. So those expressions, if we believe that God started with the Hebrew culture,
Right.
in the Old Testament,
appropriate.
there's a lot of expression worship.
Well, people that have come out of captivity,
Yeah.
whether natural or spiritual, generally have a more passionate expression and testimony.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. Sorry about the rant, y'all. We 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267, for Evans. This is On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in show in America. We want you to give us a call. We're going to Scott and Vineland. We got to talk about the game.
Yeah.
Hey, Scott.
Bishop Evans, Pastor Nick, how you guys doing today?
How you
What's
doing?
up?
Good, good. A little bit of OT again, Bishop. As you said, it's good for the soul.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
How'd you
So,
like the game?
Yeah, I was gonna. It was. How'd you guys think of the outcome?
I thought it was one of the better Super Bowls I had seen in a long time. I wasn't too crazy about the commercials this time, but I thought the game.
Nah, they were just.
I did
weird.
I did like the two old ladies who there was some kind of Hispanic snack.
I
Yeah.
missed that one.
That was so good.
Yeah.
Did you
It
see that
was.
one?
I missed that one.
Oh man,
missed
that
that
thing was it was genius.
Okay. Okay.
How'd you feel? What was your thoughts on the final outcome of the game, Pastor Nick?
I would think if you're gonna keep the game that close,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't put them away, the Chiefs they're eventually their offense is gonna break.
Sure.
It's gonna happen. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
You can only stall them but so long.
Yeah. Yeah.
And once
My-
they turn that thing on, it was.
But they were going toe to toe there
Yeah.
for a minute, man.
Yeah,
the Chiefs'
like
defense.
forming
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali.
Toe to toe, man. It was
My
like
my
Ali
thing was-
Frazier.
Yeah, it was. I
Yeah.
love a chess match, man. It was beautiful.
And I don't think somebody had to win.
Yeah.
And I don't
Absolutely.
think the guy from Frisco, the coach, can be criticized much. It did appear as though he started playing a little safe at the end,
Yeah.
and that was what was working for him. Was
Yeah.
going at him.
See, and that's the thing that got them in the second half. You got the best running back in the league.
Yep.
In the second half, you don't run him as much, and you start passing more. And
Yep.
see, this is the difference between a good coordinator, and a good coach.
Yeah.
They thought
Absolutely.
the Chiefs were going to run more zone. So the Chiefs said, "Okay, y'all used to zone. Let's run man most of the game."
Yeah.
They didn't make the adjustment to them playing more man, which then allowed them to. They didn't make the right adjustments
Okay.
as they were going on later in the game.
Okay.
But see, that's where you need, if you're a young guy that creative, you need somebody that's been around a long time.
Yeah.
Andy Reid's been around a minute that
Yeah.
can make
Yeah.
adjustments.
This is what he's doing
On
we,
the fly.
We need to do this.
Yes.
We spoke about that our last conversation, fellas. Bishop, you spoke. Andy Reid learned from his mistakes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Learn from his mistakes being here. My whole thing was, how the heck you not going to know about the overtime rules? That I could. The dude came up with the Niners.
Who
I was looking.
didn't know?
This, the
One of the players, with the Niners, one of the
Yeah.
players from the. He said one of the guys from the Niners came out and said it because even Nine was looking. She's more of a basketball person. She goes, "Did he just admit that he?" I said, "Yes, he did on TV."
Yeah.
You got the rule. It used to be you can go down. Whoever wins the twin toss, of course, you go down, kick a field goal. That's it. Nah, he's changed it.
They got to play now.
Yeah, everybody has a
both teams.
chance. Everybody's
Yep.
a chance. But the thing is, the Chiefs prepared their guys. If we go to overtime, this is what the rules are.
Okay.
The 49ers coach didn't prepare his team for
No?
the new
They didn't
overtime
know.
rules.
They didn't know, Pastor
So,
Nick. The dude, bro
Here-
came out and said it from the Niners.
Here's the video. They got it on video.
Did they trade him yet?
No, not yet. No. Well, they fired the defensive coordinator to be a scapegoat, but that's a whole other discussion. So the Chiefs were glad.
Defensive coordinator.
Yeah, the Chiefs were glad that the 49ers took the ball first in overtime.
Okay.
They were clapping. They were like, good, because they knew if they shut them down, they get a second chance to go out there and just.
Sure.
No.
In
Overtime used to be sudden death.
Yeah, now it's not.
It's not.
The Chiefs were like, great.
My
Y'all
whole
take the
thing
ball
is,
first.
again, how long you been playing football? I'm quite sure they have some kind of thing where leading up to the Super Bowl, you guys had how many weeks to prepare, how many months to prepare, and know the rules. Ask any kind of question like you were in school. Raise your hand
How
if
does-
you're sure.
how does the defensive coordinator get fired from that game?
Well, that's what everybody's trying to
he
find.
got everybody there,
Yeah.
Yep.
and they were really playing them for most of the game.
You kept the Chiefs to 3 points majority of the game.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
What kind of defense did you have to have?
Thank you. But somebody's got to be the scapegoat.
Yeah,
Yep,
but the
look
coach,
at-
the coach makes the decision
I-
not to train them for the overtime.
I know. We
Not
know
the
that.
defensive coordinator.
You know that, yeah.
Look at Coach Peterson. Won us the Super Bowl, our only Super Bowl. I'll say it one more, our only Super Bowl. He got canned the next year.
Doesn't
Go
make any
figure,
sense.
fellas. But that's all I have, fellas. Take care. Enjoy the rest of
All
your
right,
day. Be safe
now.
out there.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
See you.
866-743-8267. That was Scott from Vineland, New Jersey. Our other callers usually start hitting us up around this time.
Yeah.
I'm watching the thing, and why not just chastise the coach and leave his team intact? Who are they going to get that's going to do that? Going to carry that defense like the guy did?
Especially this late in the game, because most of the coordinators have been taken up. There's a few out there still.
Yeah, but this guy wasn't. He was pretty good.
Wilkes was good, and I think he was, to me, from what they said, it seems like he was more of a stopgap.
Okay.
Somebody to kind of help fill in this year, but they didn't.
Look at the job he did, though.
I know. They didn't connect. Usually, when you get a new defensive coordinator, that coordinator's involved in bringing in his own people to install a system. They didn't really do that.
What I find,
Yeah.
no matter how well you do, if they don't want you, which I think is a major corporate mistake.
Yep.
We won't even allow success to change our perception of an individual.
Yeah.
Who else do you want to get you to the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
And that defense was a big part of their getting
A
there.
huge part. I mean, they had every team has flaws, but a huge part. But to me, if every time you bring in a new scheme, a new coordinator, it takes an experienced person months to kind of get it clicking. You don't get it all in the beginning. So there's learning pains, there's growing pains. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
And I don't get it.
Let's go to Ava. Ava's calling from there. Ava.
Hey, Ava.
Ava, are you there? I heard her.
Well.
Let's see. Let's go to. We got somebody on line 3. Who's this? Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, Tom. How you
Tom.
doing?
Pretty good. How you doing, Bishop? How you doing?
All right. We were trying.
Nick?
We were trying to
Hey.
talk to Ava, but she was ahead of you. But she couldn't hear us. We could hear her though. What's going on?
Oh, okay.
What's going on, man?
Hey, Bishop. Yeah, you know about our governor down here. That thing with the books.
Yeah.
We're talking about.
Yeah.
How it backfired was, on purpose, someone went in and said, "Okay, the governor wants to do this. We'll pick out like the Rosa Parks books,
Okay.
the all these other books, the Bible, everything,
Okay.
and we'll throw it in his face and make him change the law back to where it was at." So this was somebody, people coming at him just to show him, you do this on the front door, we'll backdoor you.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Hey, Bishop, you guys are talking about the state and Christianity.
Mm-hmm.
I heard you say this, I don't want a pope for president. I don't want religion because I'm concerned who is going to be administering the religion.
Yeah. What are you going to
You
get?
understand
What kind of
Yeah.
Christian are you going to get?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we need it, but who's going to administer it?
And
that-
and who's going to, we get somebody that claims to be or someone that is?
Yep.
Because we have a former president that claimed to be.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Look, all throughout history, the marriage between church and state never works out. It
Right.
corrupts. It just
Absolutely.
power corrupts. It's just
Because the cleric has to compromise in the political arena.
Yep.
But the politician does not have to compromise.
That's true. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And I don't think that nationally, internationally, we see the perspective. That's why God says, "Come out from among them and be separate from them." Not in a separatist situation, but you can't cross-pollinate with this because you're going to end up compromising, like I've been saying lately, cutting the edges off your integrity to be a part of a secular thing. But that's become even acceptable.
Yes.
Because we had this conversation earlier. I think we weren't on the air yet, and we were talking about how we disagree with the premise that the church has to become more like the world in order to attract the world, when we believe that that's just a limited biblical view, and I believe a loss of faith in the Word and the power of God.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. At the end of the day, and this is just us, and we're known for Pentecostal lifestyle. We're known for outgoing worship and all that. I don't think I have to turn the sanctuary into a club to attract people.
Yep.
I think we need to have faith in the gifts God gave us.
Yep.
Okay.
And the Father said, "I'll draw."
That's right.
These people.
That's right. There you go.
There
you go. Who's drawing?
But the problem is, like you said years ago, our job is to sow the seed.
That's right.
Growth is God's job.
Absolutely.
And when we get impatient,
That's right.
we start meddling with that growth.
We come up with some witty inventions.
Yeah, man. Yep.
And the world and the kingdom are two different places.
Absolutely. And I think the competitiveness in the body of Christ causes these aberrations in inspiration.
True.
Causes, let me try this. Maybe I'll, take I'm all things to all people, meaning I have to be like all things.
Yeah.
To get, no.
Yep.
Because the book only talks about one net being the kingdom. And when the fish are caught, the good must be separated from the bad.
Yep.
So there is no everybody in the net is good.
Yeah.
Acceptable.
Yes.
It's not how it's written.
And Jesus even says it. If you want to get in this kingdom, repent.
Yeah.
The kingdom of God.
Yeah.
Not, he gave the chance to everybody, but there was a standard way to come in.
A transformation and a change are required.
Yep.
You cannot come into this thing with a mind. You can't lead with grace. You have to lead with obedience.
Yeah.
We didn't mean to start preaching on you there, Tom.
Yeah.
Hey, Bishop, before I get off here, that was a good game.
I thought it was one of the better games I've seen in a long time, Tom.
And Pastor Nick says it best. You can't hold Mahomes. That guy, if you don't shut him down in the beginning or blow him out, he's coming. Don't give him 2 or 3 minutes.
49ers could have scored 2-3 times in the first half, but they blew it.
Yeah.
And they would have won the game. But
Because they
slowed up.
They were slugging it out the first half, man.
Yeah.
But you could just feel Kansas City just creeping back, man. Just
chip away.
just creeping back. I'm like, here they come.
Right.
And it has to be. I didn't see the whole game because I went to see Pastor Mike. Did they send you the video, Pastor Mike?
No, I didn't see it.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Unbelievable. So we're up there, and the game's getting ready to come on. So I'm going to leave them to the Super Bowl party. I got back around 7:30, I guess, maybe 8 o'clock. So I'm watching from that point on. But it was one of the first games in a long time I was not bored.
Yeah. The first half was a slugfest. The first quarter, they were duking it out.
Going at it, man.
And I love a good defense.
They were doing it.
Punch each other, and I love it.
So Tom, is your governor going to get back in the race, or is he out permanently? I'm being facetious, of course.
I think he wants to get back in.
Yeah.
But he's out. He's done.
I'm glad.
Yeah, he's done.
I'm glad to hear it. But when are you guys going to vote for a new governor?
We're done with that also. So not this go around, but it should be next year.
Next year is it for him?
2026.
You guys got 2 more years of him?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, Tom, I got to pray for you.
Well, you know what? People are curbing him, so. And not only that, he backed down off his with the book thing.
Yeah.
He's wimping down. He sees the heat coming.
Well,
he's not going to be president.
He wasn't.
And he's bringing
Yeah.
He's bringing it back.
Yeah, he wasn't thinking, man.
Yeah.
You want to take
Yeah.
everything that has sex in it out. You have to move the whole Bible.
Yeah. And when are conservatives going to learn? You keep punching liberals, and even liberals the same way. If both sides keep punching the other one down, the other one's going to respond in extreme ways.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
You get up fighting. Somebody knock you down. Most people get up fighting.
Yeah. And these jokers are coming up fighting.
And then when you're losing, you bite.
Right. Yeah, that's true. You
That
start
was,
cheating.
that was a shot at.
Mike.
You only bite people when you feel like you're losing.
Right.
That was a shot at that guy who was fighting that girl too. Who bit him? Rihanna bit him up.
Oh, Chris Brown.
Oh,
Jeez.
I'm
I
serious,
forgot about
man. You only start biting people when you feel like you're losing.
Yeah, that's true.
Wasn't just Tyson.
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right.
Talk to
you
you.
guys have a great
See you,
day.
man.
Take
Talk to
care.
you. All right, bye-bye.
Everybody.
866-743-8267. Superstar Ava is on line 1 from Utica, New York. Now, they should have snow.
They should have
Let's see.
a nice amount.
Let's see how she's sounding. Hello, Ava.
Good morning.
How you
Morning.
doing?
I'm doing well in yourself.
It sounds snowy up there. What's going on?
It's not too bad. The kids didn't have school yesterday because it took them a while to clear the roads. But after that, we were good money.
You guys had snow yesterday?
Yes. Nothing today. I'm on the road right now on my way to the tournament. So Chocolate Thunder is on the move.
Chocolate.
Jesus.
That's my pool name. That's my
your-
pool name.
Well,
All my shirts and everything say Chocolate Thunder on it.
I'm glad you called.
Okay.
What? I'm going to throw a name at you if I can remember it. What do you think of this guy named Efren?
Reyes,
Yes.
Is
the
it?
greatest pool player of all time. I would fly to the Philippines just to shake his hand.
Yeah, because I've been
So good.
I've been watching a little bit of it, and I watched everybody coming for him. Those people who are in the pool will know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And this
So
this
he
guy,
is amazing.
and he's amazingly consistent.
Yes. So apparently he was very poor growing up. He grew up around the pool hall. They said he used to sleep under the pool table.
He had a job in the pool room.
Yep, and he used to work there, and he taught himself from a young age. He is, I would say, the greatest pool player of all time.
Okay, well, I've been watching some of YouTube stuff, and he's really good. I used to play a bit myself, but that was
I
years,
am of
was
no
years ago.
comparison.
Yeah, I was years ago, but
Yeah.
nothing like I
It's all
seen
right.
him do.
Listen, when I come to Jersey, we can get to a pool hall, and I see where you at.
I'm nowhere. I'm nowhere.
It's like riding a bike. It'll come back.
No.
So don't set me up.
No, don't play me. No.
I'm gonna talk trash the whole time. The entire time.
My skills aren't rusty, they're buried.
Oh, okay, I got it. I just wanted to call and say good morning.
Good morning to
I
you.
did watch the Super Bowl. It was a good game.
It was.
Johnny's a 49ers fan. Our TV is still intact. Don't worry.
Okay.
For a second, the remote was on the fritz. It flew around a couple of times, but he threatened to never watch football ever again about 4 or 5 times. So
Yeah,
it was a good night though.
I kind of had to silently root for the
Yeah.
Chiefs because I got family on the Chiefs.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
my husband's a Niners fan. I'm a Pittsburgh fan, so we had no skin in the game. I was just there for moral support, maybe playing some good. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
still put on some black and gold. I told him he got gold. That's the best you can get from me. And we cheered for him. It was a good day though. He was fine. He got rid of his lunchbox. He retired his jacket, so he might not pull that out again until next year.
How's the kids doing?
They're doing well. Kamal is training again for football.
Okay.
He got number 1 running back up here, Section 3 football.
Wonderful.
AA.
Wonderful.
So he's trying to be great his senior year. He got some college offers already.
Okay.
So we're about to be on the move, like visiting colleges and looking at stuff. I kind of want him to stay kind of local because he's already like, you got to be at every game. I can't be at every game, bro, if you're in Florida. Like that, it's just I can't do it.
Sounds like he's gotten real focused.
Yeah, so we're working on them grades. Like he's staying at like a mid-B average.
Okay.
But he needs to do better.
Yeah, he can do better. He's got a smart mom and dad.
Correct. He
Yeah.
just doesn't. When it's something that he doesn't want to do, and he has to like focus on it. He's like, all right, I don't really need it. And I said, well, that's like the oldest one in college. She just got perfect scores with all her EMT courses. She's studying biology right now.
Okay.
So she's about to work on the local ambulance, company. And all the little peoples are thriving. Getting
Good.
big, eating all my food, doing what we do best up here. I try to keep them in line a little bit as best I can.
Yeah. So you're going to a tournament this morning?
Yes, this is my first one of this caliber of a tournament. So I probably spent the first 30 minutes that I woke up puking thinking about it.
So is it your team that's going, or you playing individually in the tournament?
This is an individual tournament.
Oh, my.
It's not handicapped.
Is it going to be is it going to be televised? Am I going to see you on ESPN this morning?
No, sir. Some of the guys that are there are on those shows, so that's what makes me nervous. Like I just feel like
Just going in. I just watched a documentary on Muggsy Bogues. Everybody told him he couldn't do it.
Right.
His mama told him they can't see your heart. You got a big heart, and you got the Holy Ghost. So go ahead and do the thing.
Ice in your veins. Come on.
Yeah. This is your opportunity to burst into the limelight. I'm looking for the rays of sun that are going to come out this morning.
This is my debut today, so I just wanted to call. I listened to y'all on the
Debut.
way. Let me call and say good morning. Yeah, this is my debut. I've never done this job tournament before.
All right. Lord be with you, girl.
Yep.
All right. Thank you. Have a great day, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye. See ya.
That's Ava from Utica, New York. Big family.
Yeah.
Active family.
Active. Very much. God bless them.
Active. You say God bless
God
them.
bless.
Lord have mercy. So, red states' economies are growing under the Biden administration. I don't hear much about that coming from the red states.
No. They ain't saying much. Remember the economy. But now that
they're not saying anything.
Even though inflation is a little high, economy still.
That's why they talk. Well, president doesn't control
inflation. We know that. Yeah, the economy still.
Just like he doesn't control gas prices.
Yep.
He doesn't control those things.
He doesn't. But they're going to try to blame
Of course.
him.
No president controls
Thank you.
gas prices.
Yeah. Don't control the stock market.
No.
None of that stuff.
No. Especially, I don't know about you. You might, I know you're independently wealthy and stuff.
No,
But
please, I wish.
stock market really, my bread and butter doesn't come from stock market. Ours comes from work.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Come on, man.
Paycheck, right?
We can't sit around and watch $10 million come and go every day.
Yeah.
$100 million come and go in the stock market. That's not how we live.
Nah.
So, why don't they leave the guy that's Secretary of Homeland Security? Why don't they get off his back?
I know.
They have anybody else to throw a rock at?
Political theater.
It's a waste of
Yeah.
time.
So I guess they can't talk about the economy, so they're going to talk about the border.
The guy's doing his job. He's
Yeah.
not an insurrectionist. Why are they trying to say
Yeah.
he's broken every law? What law did he break?
He's not doing a good job with the border. He's not controlling the border. I'm like, come on, y'all.
You can't take my money and then tell me I'm understaffed.
I know.
It makes no sense.
I know. And y'all love states' rights. What is Texas doing about the border more than now? All of a sudden, it's the federal government's responsibility.
What about
on
Texas?
loan.
What about Texas' responsibility?
Come on. And all. I don't.
So if we're going to talk about football, we have to talk about the shooting at the parade.
Yeah.
My first reaction when I heard about the shooting at Osteen's and at Kansas City, you can't go to a church service or a parade without worrying about your life. What has to happen for those that make the decisions to say, you know what, enough is enough? But we've had this conversation. We thought this'll do it, this'll do it, this'll do it 3 dozen times.
None of it's going to do it.
Doesn't matter the color of the people, doesn't matter the age of the people, doesn't matter whether they have money or not, doesn't matter whether they're politicians or not. This gun lobby is incredible.
It is.
But the other thing is this. I heard we have more guns than we have people in the United States.
Yep.
That's amazing to me.
Yeah. People that own multiple
Yes.
guns.
Yes. And I'm not anti-gun at all. But I don't think I need an AK-47 in the house.
No, you don't. You don't.
I understand they gave that mother a life sentence for a kid going to school shooting people.
Yes. She was convicted this week or last week. One of them.
Yeah, I didn't know she'd already done 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they held her for that time. Yeah.
Wow.
But it just.
You buy your son first off, you can't be in denial about your children.
Yeah.
Some our children are whacked and some of them aren't.
Yeah.
You don't reward a whacked child with a gun.
Right.
I mean, it's just common
The
sense.
child shouldn't even have a gun in the first place.
Unless you convince yourself, maybe if I give him this, he'll start to think correctly.
No.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Why does a child have a gun in the first place? I had to get some allergy medicine or something for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
I had to prove that I was over 18 years old. I couldn't just go in there and just buy it. They had to come in there, do all the stuff to prove how old I was, and wasn't using to sell drugs. But you can just go buy a gun.
None of that. None of that.
Like, come on.
I mean, I had to get some cough medicine from my aunt last week. Somewhere up to the counter here, you know. Can we see your ID? Huh?
Right. I know.
Huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But, you know, it's the way things are done now. You go in the bank. They know you all the time.
Yep.
They're doing a transaction for you. You change the transaction. Can I see an identification?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You've been talking to me for 25 minutes.
Right. I know.
But they have to put it in the system.
Yeah. The lady, here's the crazy, but we see this all the time. The lady in the Joel Osteen shooting, the church shooting. There were complaints about her from her neighbors, how erratic her behavior was.
Yeah.
They were calling the police, letting people know.
Yeah.
But why do we always have to be reactionary? Well, she went and shot up, but you had all the signs.
Too busy minding their own business about that.
Yeah.
And you can't tell me we don't know what to mind and what not to mind.
Yeah.
We do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But then, I understand, was she a transvestite? Was she?
No, they're saying she was straight. They're trying to throw that out there
Okay.
to try to blame, the whole LGBT.
Okay,
you know.
because I'm like, well, where did that come from? But here's my problem. Regardless of how she identified herself, that doesn't matter to me. Why you take your kid to a
Right.
shootout?
I know. That's the thing.
We both gonna die today?
They said she was sort of like insane, like just.
What about
all
her
the
family?
signs. Yeah, her family was saying the same thing. Like they were trying. I think her neighbors, maybe from her family, were calling the police. Like, yo, she's like threatening people.
We got a problem.
We got a problem. Nothing. We always wait till something happens.
I don't know why it has to land on our front step
Yeah.
violently before we show enough concern.
Yeah.
So, but I understand they, of course, like us, they had armed people on site already. And
Yeah.
they say those guys went to war with them.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate the baby got shot.
I know. Now, was it her child or a different child? I keep
No,
hearing
they said,
conflicting
she
stories.
brought the child with her. It was her son.
So her son was the one that got shot too.
Yeah,
Okay.
but she brought him to the shootout.
I know.
Take him next door.
Yeah, something.
Shoot yourself.
Right. Yeah. How about
How about that?
instead of hurting people?
Yeah, man.
But it's, and I was talking to Mark, one of our security guys. He was saying that there is an increase in women in these
Yes.
violent gun incidents
Yes.
compared to before. It was mostly just men.
Yes.
Seeing more women doing it now, and more Hispanics
Okay.
with right-wing extreme.
Yeah.
I'm like, when y'all gonna learn? For some of them, you can have all their views of racism against so and so. They still not going to accept.
Well, yeah. It doesn't make. It just makes you someone who they've convinced to be against their own.
Yeah.
Like the lady that's the second place in the Republican Party.
Nikki Haley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I guess she knows she's not white. And there's always this guy I know hit the lottery. He didn't like his ethnicity anyway, so he starts to try to hang out in places where money supposedly is the entrance. And even in those situations, he had the money. He started joining the health clubs where, millionaires are members only, and these different clubs and all. And he was still getting chilled. And I had to have a conversation with him one day, and I said, you're forgetting something. The only difference with you and the rest of your ethnic group is that you got money. I said, but to them, you're just this with money. And it was mind-blowing. He actually thought they won't see this. It's like OJ.
Yeah, I was about to say OJ, yep. And it ran back to black people after.
Yeah, man.
He was in black churches. And
come on, man.
Just
come
all
on.
over.
Now I need support.
Yeah, yeah. And that's, and I grew up in an interracial neighborhood. My friends were white, black, Indian, Hispanic. I mean.
Yeah. And that's
yeah, it's
pretty
very
obvious.
obvious. I'm a nerd, right? I mixed it. Just I like diverse rooms. I like diversity.
I was. Yeah. I came up with the same thing.
I know you did the same thing.
Yeah.
So, but there was still not amongst us kids, but around the adults, you could tell that they still
there was a little
saw
tension.
the difference.
There was a little tension.
The kids, we didn't know no
little tension.
But the premise is that no matter what, there's still that some people will still see the difference and treat you like there is a difference.
I remember having friends, because in my house, my mom was a teacher, and it was not uncommon for her to bring students home on the weekend, who, especially international students, Korean, Asian, Mexican, didn't matter. She'd bring them home over a succession of weekends, teach them reading, English, all that, so they could catch up.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of house I grew up in. And then I get into the world. And I'm wondering why everybody's not just howdy and we're having a good time. Now that doesn't mean she didn't let us know about the whole civil rights thing. Right. It doesn't mean Martin Luther King didn't eat in my grandmother's kitchen, because he did. I told my grandkids this. I told my kids, they're not watching. I told my kids this yesterday, and because that gets me a bunch of heat.
I know.
About Martin Luther King and Abernathy and all those guys, Bill Jones and all the eating in our kitchen on Sundays. And they were like, what?
Yeah.
You actually, yeah. Yeah, we share fried chicken. Yeah. Chicken and dumplings. Yeah. So that, I think the balance is having that exposure so you're not dysfunctional in the rest of the world. Right. But absolutely knowing who you are.
Yeah. Aware of.
Absolutely.
What's what.
Reality.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, and that's the thing. Nikki Haley she's a woman, so she already has that part that some people see as a flaw.
Can't deny that.
Can't deny it. And she's not white. So, and it's not, again, not talking about all, but in certain parts of that group, they admitted they couldn't vote for the guy Vivek because they couldn't trust him because of his color, his name. Same thing with her too.
Well, he's a little darker than he's darker than her.
Yeah.
But she's still like East Indian or
she's
Pakistani?
No, she's Indian. She's Indian. Yeah.
Okay. So and she's done a good job blending in. But I remember seeing people saying that they could not vote for Obama, not because he wasn't educated, not because he was a good family man. I mean, went right down the list. I just can't see myself voting for a black man. The guy said it on national TV.
Especially with the name Barack.
With all the conversation, with all the qualifications.
Yep.
I mean, a non-black guy with the education that he had, exposure to politics, the family life that he had, it was like Trump was the opposite of that.
Yeah.
3 baby mamas. That's the first thing that hit me when I saw him on stage. 3 baby mamas and all the kids.
Yep.
That was amazing to me.
And all the scandal behind
the Republican Party. 3 baby mamas on the platform at the convention.
Because before the
so it's acceptable in some areas.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I remember the guy who was the Focus on the Families. What was that religion show?
Yeah.
Before, all that was important. Then
Not anymore.
gotta give grace. And I mean,
Yeah.
I'm all for grace.
They didn't have grace before then.
Right. Grace before
That's
then.
when the politics started to compromise the standard.
Yep.
But in all fairness, I know preachers who have preached certain things for years until it happened to them.
Yep.
You know, I know a guy that was totally anti-LGBTQ until his daughter came out. And then all of a sudden, that was cool. I know a guy who was totally against teen pregnancy until his daughter got pregnant.
Happens.
All of a sudden, you know, I think you ought to have convictions
Yes.
before it happens to you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Think you're having mercy before you need it.
Yes. If you lead with compassion.
Yes, sir.
I'm not saying we condone,
Nope.
but you can be compassionate, loving, and still maintain your standard at the same
Absolutely.
time.
Absolutely.
Especially if, like for me, if I've never been in somebody's situation, it's easy for me to tell them what you
Absolutely.
should and shouldn't do.
Absolutely.
Like for instance, E. Dewey Smith, right?
Yes.
Before the pandemic, within a matter of 28 days, in 1 month, his mom, his best friend, his godmother, and his sister died in 28 days. In 1 month, 4. One of those will rock your world.
Yeah.
But all 4,
Amazing.
and in an interview, he admitted, he said, look, there was times where the scriptures didn't help me. He said this publicly, but he said some gin or something helped me. And some people were like, now, I'm not talking about people's behavior, but again, one of those will rock your world.
Devastating.
4 in a month?
But you know what I think though, Pastor Nick? What I've learned is that the historic church did not do a good job preparing people
Yeah.
for the reality of faith and emotion being in the same cup.
Yes. Yep.
Because it was absolutely a lack of faith back in the day if you were mourning too long or you were too sad over somebody dying. You know, where's your faith? Where's your faith?
Yep.
Because we took emotion out of the cup, out of the faith cup.
Yeah. Because if you got faith, your emotions demonized rather than, I don't know nobody, myself included, who hasn't been emotional and done something dumb in their lifetime.
Everybody that's honest
Yeah.
will be able to say that.
Yeah. That I reacted wrong because I was feeling some type of way.
Sure. But you know, there's a way to express the wisdom that comes from a failure,
Yep.
other than being common.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Now we got 4 minutes. Let's see what we got going on here. So a former president has to pay $355 million.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
How you can't run a organization in New York, but you can run for president?
No, you can't. You shouldn't be able to.
That's basically the ruling.
You shouldn't be able to.
From this ruling, he owes his money. He can't run an organization for what, 3 to 5 years, I think.
Yeah.
But you can still run for president.
I don't get it, but I think people would think that the two don't have any common leadership principles, but they certainly do. We only got 3 minutes, but is Mississippi going to end up paying Alcorn State the money they owe?
I don't think they're going to pay them nothing.
Because, having been in the position of being chair of a board of HBCU, I saw the money discrimination that happens. I saw it. And the quote-unquote politicians, it happened with them in the room in the meetings. Okay.
Because the money that was supposed to go to Alcorn went to one of the majority Mississippi schools.
I'm sure.
Yeah. That's a lot of money.
Doc, that's a whole lot of everything for a college.
Yes.
Buildings, literature,
Yep.
Student welfare, endowment. I mean, that's a whole lot of money for a university.
Yep.
And Alcorn's not a big place, but it's historic.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, tomorrow we want to invite you to join us. As usual, our 8 a.m. service is virtual. Our 11 a.m. service is live here in the sanctuary. You don't want to miss it. You want to be here. We're in a powerful series called How Do You Mend a Broken Heart? We no longer are requiring vaccinations. Masks are optional. So if you wear them, fine. If you don't, I wear mine. Pastor Nick wears his. My kids wear theirs. You don't have to wear yours, but if you want to, you're fine. If you don't want to, you're okay. Okay, so we don't have to get hung up on that. Our homeless giveaway is underway now until Easter. We need new toiletries, socks, travel bags. The bins for these items are in each lobby here in the church, or you can give on our site by clicking Catch the Fire. You can go to our site, BBC of NJ, Catch the Fire. If you're interested in receiving updates during the week, whether they be spiritual or simply informational, you can text BBC News to 28950. That's if you want information, updates on what we're doing, see our schedules of events, those type of things. If you want some inspirational help during the week, you text BBC Elevate to 28950. So for news updates and all, it's BBC News to 28950. Inspirational messages, BBC Elevate to 28950. Of course, we'd always love to pray with you. If you allow us to, send your prayer requests to social@go2bethany.com. That's social@go2bethany.com. And we want you also to support our podcast platforms. Subscribe to our David G. Evans 1, our YouTube outlets, and subscribe to DGEMS and On Point. For Pastor Nicholas Smith, I'm Bishop David G. Evans. Remember now, see you tomorrow. Remember, faith acts like a thing is so, even when it's not so, that it might be so. God bless you. See you next time on Point.